Hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you've had a good week. Today's video is about, well actually it's inspired by a message that I received on my Natasha K Benjamin page on Facebook. I'm leaning over to my laptop so I can make sure that I stay on track because you know I like to ramble. And the message was all around being and feeling lost in life, which is something I can definitely relate to. This person, you know, spending a lot of time feeling sad and unhappy, and I totally can relate to that. So I'm going to talk to you more about that. And yeah, pretty much for me, that moment happened and I hit rock bottom. I had no idea what I was going to do in my life, where I wanted to go, who I wanted to, you know, what I wanted to be. You know, I'd completely lost my purpose. To be honest with you, I don't even think I ever had one to that point, but I didn't know what my purpose was. I just felt completely lost. And I remember saying to my good friend at the time, David, who's still a good friend, I say at the time, like he's not anymore. But yeah, I said to him, what am I good at? Because I was searching for that thing. You know, everybody seemed to have that thing that they were good at, apart from me. That's how I felt. Because you always do feel really lost when this is going on. And he said to me that I was good at socialising, and that really, really upset me, bless him. I know why he said it, because at that time, I was a complete party girl. I was always out. I lived for the weekends. I lived for a rave. I lived for drinking, dressing up, going out. That is literally all I lived for. I didn't have anything else going on for me. I didn't have anything of substance in terms of friendships and relationships. I had friends, of course, but I had a lot of, you know, toxic things going on around me, and that was the only thing at the time that I used to make me happy. And you know, that's so different now. But yeah, I spent a lot of time in the club. I knew, you know, what the best club was to go to, the promoters, you know, everything. That is pretty much how what I built my life around, which, you know, it's fine because when you're young, and that's fair enough. But if that is all you have going on, then I do think that that something needs to change. You know, we should have an all-round fulfilling life, and mine was not. It was all around the club. And yeah, I had me a good time, but I had me some really bad times too. If you've seen my first video about my journey, you'll hear about the time when I got spiked on my birthday, and that devastated me because I couldn't believe I'd got myself to that point. And obviously I know that I did not spike my drink, somebody else did, but I was just disappointed, and I felt really ashamed because I didn't know what I was doing. I was out of control of myself at the time, and that just, to me, I just felt really disgusted with myself. I felt like something was taken from me, and yeah, I just felt a lot of shame for that, and that really contributed towards my breakdown. So yeah, but pretty much let me get more into this now. So what else I did was I spent a lot of time talking to God, praying, you know, leaning on his words, and also listening to what he was saying, because I spent a lot of time thinking that God didn't like me. I thought that he hated me, actually, because why on earth would he keep giving me all these problems and you know, all these issues, and everything was bad news. I had so much, you know, toxic things going on around me, and I just thought, God can't like me because he's just literally throwing things at me all the time. And you know, I know now that that's not the case at all. You know, God loved me a lot, but what he was doing was showing me lessons, repeating the lesson over and over to me till I learned what I needed to learn. And as soon as I learned that, the lesson was closed, and I was able to move forward. So if you're ever in that situation, don't think that God does not like you. He may be trying to talk to you, you know, and as a side to that, don't forget to listen to your own instinct, because I used to throw away my instinct and used to think that my opinion didn't matter. that other people's opinions were more important than my own. And you know, I know that my opinion means something and it matters. You know, I am me. I do matter. We all do matter. We all need to think of ourselves in that way. You know, it's not being conceited. It's not being, you know, into yourself and narcissistic. It's just about knowing your worth. So take some time out and build on yourself. Treat yourself how you want to be treated. Treat yourself well. And you know, if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Listen to your instinct. I used to have this instinct inside me that used to be going off like an alarm, and I didn't listen to it. I'd be like, no, you're being paranoid. It doesn't matter. Go with what they're thinking. It's more, you know, that's more important. Don't do that. Listen to it. And I always do now. And I have to say I haven't gone wrong since. So there is that as well. I remember days when I used to spend the morning crying because I'd woken up because I got to the point where I was feeling really suicidal, and I go to bed the same, you know, and that just wasn't a way to live. You know, it was just, you know, real hard, sad times. And I remember I live in London now, but I am from Birmingham, and I went home to my mum's house and I spent a lot of time in the spare room there just thinking about my life and how I'd got to such a low, sad point. And it took me literally I started my blog, and I pretty much just went through every moment in my life, and you can read up on that in my blog, and that's on my Natasha K. Benjamin page as well. But you can go through that and see the stages that I went through, from pretty much self-loathing, suicidal thoughts, hating myself, to moments of enlightenment and moments of realization where I realized that, you know, everything wasn't my fault. You know, I wasn't a bad person. You know, I was actually a really good person, and I am. You know, I am a good friend. You know, it's about finding your purpose as well. For me, I always loved writing, but I stopped and didn't think I was any good at it when I joined an organisation, and the manager that I had told me that I was rubbish at it, especially when I was then diagnosed with dyslexia. That didn't help as well, because that kind of, for him, just confounded his conclusion on how good I was at what I was doing. So he really had a massive impact on my self-esteem and what I thought I was good at, because I loved reading. I was really good at English, but obviously he thought I was whack. But yeah, taking some time out for me, finding that thing that I enjoyed again, was how I found my purpose. I didn't know at the time, but I was onto something. You know, I was onto finding me. I was onto fulfilling that feeling, that lost feeling, that emptiness with writing and speaking life and positivity and helping other people with with all the experiences that I had and have had through my writing, which is what I do now, and I absolutely love it. So I urge you to find your passion: music, writing, helping people. You might get it in finance, whatever, your passion might be, reaching targets. So, something like that would be brilliant. You decide what your passion is and you follow that. Going from being really good at socialising to now not even having much time to socialise is quite funny. But I'm so glad that I have found my passion and the thing that I'm good at and the thing that I love, and that I get to do it every day. It's also about repairing your past. So you'll see that through my blog. I repair my my past relationships and and situations. I made peace with them. I got rid of toxic relationships as well. Don't be afraid to start again. I had to do that. I literally stripped my life back. I used to be friends with the world, everybody. I used to get called the Pied Piper. Now I can count my friends on one hand. that's two hands, but yeah, you know what I mean. I went from literally being friends with the world to friends with a very small circle, and that's pretty much how I like it, because I know who I can trust, I know who they are, I know they value me and I value them. There's none of this kind of in the back of my head thoughts thinking, you know, something isn't right there, what's going on there. You know, I don't have that anymore, and I urge you to strip your life back and start again if that is how you're feeling about a lot of the things in your life. Don't be afraid to start again. It's just not too late, because at the end of the day, you must be happy with the life that you're living. You're the only person that has to live your life, so take responsibility for it, as I did, and make it as good as possible, as you know, as you can for you. The other things that I did was, you know, that's, to be honest with you, that's pretty much what I did. I'm just trying to think as well of any other things that I did. It's, you know, it is down to removing the toxic relationships, finding yourself, loving yourself, making your opinion count, and valuing it to yourself. You know, value your own voice as well as others. Don't always just put your voice other people's voices above your own, especially when it's something that doesn't make you feel good or make you feel happy. You know, happiness is everything, and it's a human right, in my opinion. We should all be allowed and deserve happiness. Otherwise, what is life about? So, you know, that's pretty much it, really. And if you want me to talk about any of these subjects in more detail, please let me know and I will. You can leave me a message on my Natasha K Benjamin page, or you can tweet me, or you can leave a comment in the comment can't talk. In the comment section of this page, on my YouTube page. So yeah, I hope that has been helpful, and I hope that helps anybody who's feeling lost in life, because I totally know how you felt, and I know that things can change. Please, you know, if anything, look at the things that I've talked about, look at my blog, and I hope that does give you some hope that things can change and you don't have to feel so lost, and I hope I've given you some ways that you can find your way through those moments. So yeah, I hope that helps, and I hope you have a great day. I'm going to drink my green tea now, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.